86 sex partners my
Everyone
senior year.
talks.
You're just so honest.
Yes.
And I counted. I don't think it's a big deal.
It's the most,
10 dudes. I've done like football parties. So like sometimes at the football parties, these dudes can pump for probably 30 plus minutes.
right,
So they weren't ready for that. You know, I was,
right.
I picked up everybody's slack. So I would say at that one specific party, I probably did like 12 plus. And then in a video I did like.
Wow, that's amazing.
Those who have swords and know how to use them, but keep them sheathed, will inherit the world. One of the things I tell young men, well, and young women as well, but the young men really need to hear this more, I think, is that you should be a monster. You know, because everyone says, well, you should be harmless, virtuous. You shouldn't do anyone any harm. You should sheath your competitive instinct. You shouldn't try to win. You know, you don't want to be too aggressive. You don't want to be too assertive. You want to take a back seat and all of that. It's like, no. Wrong. You should be a monster, an absolute monster, and then you should learn how to control it.
It's essential for men to be dangerous, learn to fight, lift weights, and be articulate and intelligent.
But the red pill has the meaning of high value all messed up. The things that they try and teach you to become high value is not what actually being high value is. Your value is found through God. Nothing you accumulate on this earth will ever add any type of value to you as a person. The Bible tells us that this world is just a vapor and can be gone any second. I'll insert that verse now. And it also tells us to not build your treasures on this earth, but to build treasures in the heavenly realm. So I don't know about you personally, but I would rather have spiritual value than worldly value. Spiritual value is eternal. Worldly value is not.
I'm sure God loves you, but with that argument, you can't really demand anything from anyone because the value is intangible.
You should still punish a woman for bad behavior. Now let me give you guys some context to that statement. See, the majority of men today, the 99% of individuals, the blue pill conditioned individuals, feminine conditioned individuals believing in the old order way of thinking, they tolerate so much blatant disrespect in their relationships simply because they're not their mental point of origin. They're not their main focus. They don't have a mission, they don't have a purpose. They pedestalize the woman in their life. She's their main focus. They don't want to lose her, and she knows that, and as a result, she fucks around with him from time to time, pushes his buttons, does this, does that, calls him out, makes fun of him, and he tolerates it. He tolerates it because he's scared to lose her, and she knows that in the back of her mind, and that's why she does that. She doesn't value him, doesn't respect him, and this is why I'm saying you must punish a woman for bad behavior.
Facts. Never tolerate disrespect from anyone, especially from your woman.
Just like I feel like a top tier men are drawn to people who they want to be their peers eventually. They like lifting people up, and I think that in a relationship it should be the same.
There's certain things that you value that men wouldn't value. So for example, if let's say you made $200,000 a year, right? And your man made $50,000 a year, you would eventually want him to get there. Is that fair to say, ladies?
Absolutely.
All right. The point is that you guys want a man to get on your level. So guys, if a woman was making $50,000 and you're making $200,000, do you want her to make $200,000? Is that a priority for you?
No, not a priority.
So you see, guys, they don't view it that way. They like, you gotta think about it. Men are conditioned to protect and provide for thousands of years. So men are not looking for a teammate who can do what they do.
Telling me I'm hardworking is not a compliment.
But no, I'm just saying that even as a housewife, you have to work.
I work so I could buy shit, and that's it. That's the only reason why I work.
Okay, but that's the reason everybody works, so they can buy shit. Why are you driving a truck right now instead of working for your husband and being a wife?
My mama didn't do her motherfucking job and create generational wealth for me, so now I gotta work.
I can understand that, but that's not your mother's job. It's your job to go out and create a life for yourself. You fell for the same trick everyone else falls for, to be an independent woman and go out here and work instead of being a wife and working for your husband. That's what you should have done.
Stop being fucking rude. Stop being rude. Stop it.
Okay, look, I'm not trying to be rude, but what is wrong with you right now?
I gotta cook, I gotta clean, and I gotta work. I gotta do my own hair. Jesus, where does it end?
I'll come get you, but you gotta calm down.
It's me, come get me. I don't wanna work, I'm tired.
Why are you driving a truck right now? This stuff is hilarious.
Wow, yeah, I did catch your TikTok. It's really good. The twerking, the little short skirt thing when you turned around, that got me. The twerking against the wall thing, it was abusive what that did to my soul. So what dating problems could you possibly have with all that equipment?
This is why I hate men, because tell me why I just texted a man that I missed him and he finna text back, I don't know if I can hang out today. I didn't ask you if you could hang out today. I asked you to get hit by a bus. Hey. And I don't miss you no more.
Wow. Is this what it's come to? Perfectly sexable bodies with little angry men on the inside. Megan Thee Stallion is a Ricorian assassin.
No, yeah. I know, right? These ninjas.
Another one from this guy.
They've complained about like men not being economically attractive. I've even shown you videos on here. Like I doubled up on that on one of the intros here. But men needed to be economically attractive, and there's even more research saying that men, to be a woman's equal, have to make 58% more money than she does to be marriageable in the first place. And so,
after long deliberation, I thought about it. Men are the prize. They really are. They're the prize in a pack of bazooka bubblegum. They're the prize in a box of Cracker Jacks. They're the prize in a piñata. All of which are exciting for all of 2 minutes, and then they go in the trash. Men absolutely are a prize. A prize to be played with and discarded, not a prize to be kept.
How to tell everyone you've been pumped and dumped without telling everyone you've been pumped and dumped.
He's a nice guy. I do not want to fuck him.
This is what women say about men they don't want to fuck without hurting his feelings. Women are never straight up about anything, least of all their sexual preferences.
Never listen to what women say. Watch what they do. There, you'll get your answers.
When a woman gets to say about like 29, 30, 31 years old, then maybe Captain America looks like a better bet for her. But when she's 22 or 23, then you're looking at like Tony Stark, then you're looking at Batman, that archetype where he's sort of like this scoundrel kind of Dark Knight, kind of like more brooding, pensive kind of alpha. So it really kind of depends on what is your definition and what is the most attractive for a woman at any particular time.
Perfect analogy.
I'm not like most girls. I am like most girls, but I want you to think I'm not.
Every girl says this to a guy at some point. The thing is, women know they're not special. They just want you to think they are. All women are not the same, but all women are like that.
Stop looking at women through rose-tinted glasses.
Really? In sports? Last I checked, a bunch of middle school boys defeated Megan Rapinoe in soccer, a sport that many people say she dominates. But that's only when she's against a bunch of girls, I suppose. What exactly did we do to be better than men? Are you aware of how you got here? Are you aware of who invented the iPhone that you're recording this incredibly sexist TikTok on? Women are better than men. Why? Breeding competition where it's simply not necessary demonstrates incredible immaturity. And as a woman, I'm embarrassed. Look me in the eyes with a straight face and tell me why you would not tear apart a man if he said this. It's all fun and games until somebody reverses it. Then he has to be canceled. Guess what? You'll most likely gain thousands of followers from this post. Because women right now garner a very unfair advantage in our society. And whether you'd like to admit it or not, it's there. Not in all cases, but definitely in this case.
Looks like someone was raised. Looks like she's proud of it. Well, this could be the best thing that's ever happened to this guy. That means he'll have no connection to that 304 whatsoever. Bullet dodged, my guy. Unfortunately, the kid's got a tough life ahead of him.
Feminism is not a female concept. It's the concept of going beyond gender biases. And men and women have equal hand in exercising that. So how do I see the role of men? Being team players, as they should be, and standing up and applauding for the right person to get the right job and the right wages and the right accomplishment to be celebrated, and not said, oh, she's just a woman. You know, that would be a huge thing.
This is what feminism used to mean. Whatever's happening in the West is a monstrous version of this.
There's nothing wrong with a woman enjoying a little erotica. It's just a healthy expression of female sexuality.
That's no big deal. Most women don't even feel them.
Okay, no uterus, no opinion.
What kind of job is that for a man? A nanny? I mean, it's like if a woman wanted to be...
Yes. I just really need to be with myself right now. I'm sorry. Are you right? I don't have to apologize.
What you guys doing here?
We are here to break up with you. I am sorry if I have given you the wrong impression, but I am not some hussy who will just sleep around to get ahead. Now, even though I kissed you, that does not give you the right to demand sex from me. I do not want this job that bad. Good day, sir.
Ah, Friends, the most cringe-worthy show in the history of cringe-worthy shows, where men are the bumbling idiots.
If your cheap t-shirt with the feminist slogan on it was made possible by the exploitation of female garment workers, is it really a feminist t-shirt? I don't think so. There are 75 million garment workers worldwide, and 80% of them are women between the ages of 18 and 34, and only 2% of garment workers are paid a living wage. Make sure you're advocating for garment workers in your intersectional feminism, on International Women's Day and every day.
See? These woke folks are bound to eat each other up if we just let them be. You simply cannot be woke enough.
You take the blue pill.
I'm hot as fuck.
I'm here to talk to all of the teenage boys that are watching, to talk about why it is so important for all of us to be feminists.
I know!
I'm Desmond. I'm 11 years old. Also do drag, and I love to put on makeup.
You take the red pill.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it.
A real man in the dark, when nobody's watching, he putting in work.
Do you think these men with a pound of makeup on their faces can defend you when the enemies are at the door? Give me a break.
Who is the bitterness directed to?
I think it's just women in general, seeing them for what they are now. You know, I had that whole one ad is forever and believe the whole Disney bull crap.
The whole point of the red pill and all of this knowledge is not to dislike women. It's to not dislike them for what they can never be to you.
I'm not mad, I'm just numb.
This is what we're dealing with. Now that you understand what you're dealing with, then you start to dispense fewer F's around it and you go and reserve that energy. There's lots of options for you to pursue once you unplug from the narrative that you have to find the one. Once you've blown up, you know, the entire narrative of the sugar and spice, all things nice, and, you know, forever and ever till death do us part, you're just going to be like, who cares?
Let's end this episode with a post from Rich Cooper. I hope this motivates you to hit those darn PRs. Stay steady, boys.
The most important thing that you have to understand when it comes to attraction is developing a shoulder to waist ratio. It's called the golden ratio, and it's 1.62. And all that means is your shoulder width is 1.62 the width of your waist. The easiest way for you guys to measure it is just take a dry erase marker and stand in front of your glass shower door, anything that you can write on to wipe off very quickly. And all you do is you stand there, you put a little dot on your shoulder, a little dot, you know, from the other shoulder, and you put a dot on your belt line and a dot on the other side of your belt line. Take a tape measure, measure the width of the top, measure the width of the bottom, divide one and the other. That'll give you your ratio. I've had mine as high as 1.7, but the closer you can get to 1.62 or beyond, even better. But 1.62 is the ideal. That's great. That's all you got to do. And all that is broaden your shoulders, narrow your waist, eat properly, move more, lift heavy weights, do presses, do, you know, shoulder extensions. Everything you need is for free on the internet. Go look it up. The answer